프로그램은 가장 안전하고 탁월한 스쿨버스 회사, 새로운 커리어를 시작할 곳, First Student 제공입니다. 여러분들의 새로운 커리어를 시작해보세요.
세븐데이스 뉴스 스페셜 시간입니다. 이 한인마트 주차장에서 강도 사건, 자동차 내 물건 도난 사건, 또 시카고에서도 종종 발생한 바 있습니다. 나일스 소재 H마트에서, 또 시카고 다운타운 소재 H마트 주차장에서, 또 글렌뷰 소재 중부마켓 주차장에서도 강도 사건과 또 차량 내 물품 도난 사건이 발생을 해서 이에 대한 제보를 받고 취재한 적이 저희도 여러 차례 있었는데요. 자, 이번에는 시애틀 벨뷰의 H마트 주차장에서 지난 1월 10일 오후 이 강도 사건이 발생을 했습니다. 이 사건으로 강도 피해를 입은 70대 한인 여성 이모 씨가 부상을 당했는데요. 아시안마트 주차장에서 발생하는 이 같은 강도 사건, 아시안을 노린 타겟 범죄일까요? 이 유종임 기자가 벨뷰 현지 경찰을 연결해서 당시 상황과 또 범인 검거 과정에 대한 자세한 이야기를 들어봤습니다. 함께 가보시죠.
벨뷰 경찰에 따르면 사건이 발생한 지역은 시카고 나일스나 글렌뷰 지역처럼 상대적으로 안전한 곳으로 평가를 받고 있는 벨뷰 지역입니다. 그런데 지난 1월 10일 오후 3시 28분경 H마트 주차장에서 70대 한인 여성이 갑작스런 강도를 당했습니다. 벨뷰 경찰에 따르면 72세인 한인 여성은 H마트에서 쇼핑을 하기 위해 자신의 차량을 몰고 같은 몰에 있는 오피스 디포 앞 장애인 주차 공간에 차를 세웠습니다. 이후 쇼핑을 한 뒤 쇼핑한 물품들을 차량에 싣고 운전선 쪽으로 가서 출발을 하려고 하는 순간 갑자기 용의자가 다가와 해당 여성을 폭행하고 땅바닥에 밀친 듯 지갑을 빼앗아 달아났습니다.
Just this week alone, this is why I'm happy, Olivia, that you reached out to us, because we were able to announce yesterday that we arrested the second suspect involved with this incident. And this is a 15-year-old juvenile who was also a part of, like I said, this crime that happened on the 10th.
Okay. Oh, we forgot to introduce yourself. Can you?
Yeah, it's all good. My name is Drew Anderson, and I'm the Public Information Officer for the Bellevue Police Department.
Okay. And I heard the news of the suspects arrested shortly after the incident. And could you explain how police officers were able to be arrested?
So we were, like I said, we were able to arrest, to connect the 18-year-old Madden McGraw to this incident because a couple hours before the robbery, there was actually another incident call that occurred at a nearby mall called Bellevue Square Mall. And at that incident, some individuals, the victims, they ended up being juveniles. They told police that two suspects who ended up matching the description of Madden and the 15-year-old juvenile were driving around in a parking lot and really started to intimidate them and actually showed a firearm at them, which caused a lot of fear. And so these victims, they called police, and through our work with that initial investigation on that incident, we were able to connect these two suspects from the robbery to both incidents on the same day because of surveillance footage.
Oh, I see. And when the suspect was arrested, police officers found a huge number of guns and weapons that I saw on your website. And we're glad that you guys were able to prevent a bigger crime, I think. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I can speak on that too. I think this incident really opened up for us, for the investigations division and to detectives, just how prolific these two suspects, the kind of crimes they were committing in Bellevue, but also across the whole community. So I don't know if you're too familiar with the Bellevue/Seattle metro area, but there are many cities that are really pressed together. It is a very smushed kind of region where it is easy to go from one city to the the next, probably in other areas of the country too. And so for us, when we arrested the first suspect, the amount of evidence that we saw and then that we were able to get inside his residence on the 27th really showed the totality of what they were doing. And specifically from the hundreds of credit and stolen credit and debit cards, we saw that it really appeared that they were targeting vulnerable individuals that they knew they could prey on, particularly when it prey on older women victims, much like the 72-year-old that was a victim of the robbery on the 10th.
Oh, I see. And this is just a quick questions about the incidents happen at the Korean H-Mart, and some people say it's kind of targeting crime for for Asians or for women, old women, something like that. What do you think?
So whenever an incident happens in that degree, Olivia, we definitely, through our investigative team, we definitely run the traps and try to determine if an incident is a hate-based or a targeted crime based on someone's race. And our detectives were able to determine that it fortunately was not that kind of incident. Though hate crime does unfortunately happen in Bellevue sometimes, it doesn't happen often. And so for us, once we were able to determine that it wasn't a targeted hate-based crime, we were able to really get to work. And kind of like what I mentioned earlier, once we made that arrest, not only did we find hundreds of stolen credit and debit cards, we were also able to find numerous firearms and also equipment where these suspects were definitely dressing up in ways that they were using what looked to be law enforcement equipment for these crimes. So, like I said, the totality of what we were able to find really suggested that they were committing these crimes pretty prolifically and often, and that's why for us we were very happy to hold these individuals accountable.
Okay, cool. And lastly, I really want to say thank you to the police officers all over the world who served and work hard for the community. So please give us one last word.
Happy to. I think for us, when it comes to this line of work, especially for the Bellevue Police Department, we're very fortunate to have such a strong relationship with our community members. And it's a very diverse group of community members. Bellevue is very fortunate to be a city where a majority of our community members are from different races and different backgrounds, and it really is what makes this city very strong. And so for us, our strong relationship with our community members really helps us not only solve crime and fight crime when and if it does happen, but it allows us to this relationship allows us to keep this community safe as well. And for us, that is why we're so proud we take a lot of pride in what we do, because we are fortunate that in law enforcement for the city of Bellevue, crime is low, and we have a strong relationship with our residents. So we're proud of what we do, and we can't thank everyone enough for the help.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Reach out anytime, Olivia. And I think lastly, do me a favor. Can please have a good and safe weekend.
이 프로그램은 가장 안전하고 탁월한 스쿨버스 회사, 새로운 커리어를 시작할 곳, First Student 제공입니다. 여러분들의 새로운 커리어를 시작해보세요.